From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into The Horse's Mouth here. Tommy Max, of course, at my bar where everyone takes a seat, grabs a beverage, and tells their story. It's the Biz Champion segment with my good friend Major Hardy, and brought to our good friends at Terrell Hogan Law. Great to have them on board. We are talking fishing this time around. I'm the worst fisherman known to man, but I do like eating fish and catching it when I'm lucky enough. But this is a good cause, great cause, and a great tournament. We're going to talk to the director right now. Louis Joseph is here from the North Florida King of the Beach Kingfish Tournament. How are you, Louis?
Doing good, buddy.
Great to see you. You're 6th year.
6th year, yeah, that's correct.
That is fantastic. Yeah. How did you? Were you always a fisherman? Were you grew up fisherman?
Yeah, I grew up outdoorsy. Yep. Always, been pretty passionate about fishing. I've fished, many tournaments over the years. Okay. Obviously I've recreationally fished a lot more than tournaments. Yeah. But yeah, passionate about it. Yep. Been in part of the community for a while. Yeah. So we
6 years, man. You're doing some great work with that, man. It's not easy.
No, it's not. It's not easy at all. It's a year-round thing. Mm-hmm. I think the first year we did it, we had 67 boats. Didn't know what we were doing. And the last year we had 680 something boats.
Holy cow, that is fantastic.
So in the short few years, it's grown tremendously.
That is great. Major, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Tom.
Good to see you. You guys obviously know each other.
My children grew up with Louis and Matt, okay. So it's a generational thing, and they used to hang out at our house growing up, and so it's great to see, how successful he's been in the restaurant business and with his tournament and his charity. Yeah.
So you told me off air the unique thing about your tournament is you can leave from wherever. You just got to fish in a certain area. Like you don't have to go to a drop-off point. You got your weigh-ins at Sisters Creek, but you could basically leave from your house, your marina, wherever, as long as you fish in the right section. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it's essentially a boundary tournament. When we decided to do a fishing tournament as a means to raise money for our foundation, the first thing that came to mind was a kingfish tournament because I've seen how big those can be in the past.
Absolutely.
But there was already so many that were already established. I kind of tried to talk myself out of it, but I kept coming back to it. And I told myself, well, if we're going to do a kingfish tournament, we need to do something that's not being done. And at the time, one of the things that was not being done is a beach tournament, which is kind of the original way that kingfish were kind of being caught. Okay. Back in the early 80s, everyone would fish the beach. Reliability of the vessels and things like that. My dad, I still can't convince him that if you want to win a kingfish tournament these days, you got to go offshore. He still thinks you win them on the beach. But there wasn't anything like that being done over here. Okay. So we did it, and like I was saying, the first year, we really didn't know what we were doing. Had a handful of sponsors. The payout was very minimal. Yep. I think the attraction was that it was for charity. I think people felt good about being part of something.
Sure, absolutely.
We've seen the fishing community come together for things like this before. Yeah. And then as our name had kind of grown and we grew sponsors and partnered with Front Runner and now Bozard Ford and these kind of things to get the prize structure to where it is. Yeah. Like I was saying, last year we had over 600 something boats and the prize structure has increased again this year. Whoa. So we don't really know what's going to happen this year. I'm a little nervous about it, but it's all for a great cause, so it's pretty cool.
Tell us about your foundation named after your daughter, Mason.
Yeah, so 2017, we were going to a 19-week ultrasound. We had ultrasounds before, just like we did with my older child, and we had no reason to think there was going to be anything different about that one. But a few minutes in, we could tell the demeanor of our sonographer was a little different than it had been before. We started asking questions, and ultimately we found out there were some issues that she saw with the ultrasound. Long story short, she ended up being diagnosed with spina bifida. Okay. Here locally, there is no specialist. Mm-hmm. We found that there was a handful throughout the country. The more prestige one being the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, where they were kind of doing some cutting edge things. One of those things being a fetal surgery, where they actually operate on the unborn child, while in utero. Yep. So essentially, my wife has a procedure, my daughter has a procedure. Her name is Mason. Yep. She is doing extremely well. She actually has a dance recital today.
All right.
She's 6 now.
Awesome.
And we just felt really compelled to do something, so we started a foundation. We got the 501c3 status, I think, within the first year. And, we put on the fishing tournament to raise money, and we basically sponsor families that go up to the Children's Hospital in Philadelphia for their care.
Great,
and we, to date, we've sponsored 13 families and nearly $200,000 in financial aid.
That's awesome.
So it's a lot of work.
Yep.
We feel very, very blessed at how well my daughter's doing. So we just wanted to kind of be a part of something, doing something good.
Doing the Lord's work. That's great stuff.
Well, I got a long way to go to.
Yeah, I know. I should preface that. When is the tournament?
So the tournament will be August 3rd.
Okay.
Captain's meeting will be August 1st at Front Runner Boat Works.
Okay.
If you're not familiar with Front Runner, they're a local builder. They've really kind of taken the boat manufacturing, high performance center consoles by storm over the last handful of years. And when they came on board with us last year with their 26-foot Front Runner and twin Mercuries, that's what really elevated the prize structure.
Yeah, sure.
This year though, it's a 33 Front Runner with twin 300s, and second place is a 2024 four-door F-250 diesel truck. So I mean, you can see that the prizes are incredible. I mean, Mr. Harding's he's been in the outdoors realm for a long time, and he knows, he can tell you that the prizes with this particular tournament that we're doing here are unmatched.
That's great. That's awesome.
But it allows us to get that draw. We can't do it without somebody like a Front Runner or a Bozard Ford or even the guys that come in and donate $200. It's collective, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's a lot of work. Getting on air.
It's all good.
Exposing it. I mean, all that stuff.
Yeah. Now, can people sign up through your profile that you signed up on to be on this show, or how can people sign up?
So people can sign up at nfkingofthebeach.com.
Okay.
Right now it's $300 to enter.
Okay.
In July, we'll increase to $350, and then of course you can sign up the day of too. But we encourage people to sign up online because there's going to be a long line, and people signing up the day of, waiting on to kind of see what the weather does. So if you get the opportunity, sign up, fish with us for a good cause. Hopefully, if you fish and maybe you didn't have the greatest day you wanted as far as fishing goes, but know that your contributions are going to a really good cause.
And helping people out. Real quick, tell us about the restaurant. I know your brother's been on this show before talking about it, but remind us, please.
Yeah, so Southern Coast Seafood. It's at 1301 Monument Road.
Okay.
We source everything as fresh as we possibly can. We're essentially a scratch kitchen, so there's a lot of prep involved. We opened we opened in February of 2020, so just before COVID. But
the week before.
It's like 4 weeks, but it was. We learned real quick how to run a business.
Yeah.
So in one hand, it was somewhat of a blessing, if you can believe that. But we've been open almost 4.5 years now. It's been going really well, and we've had a great support from the local community, and we hope to be around a long time.
That's awesome. Well, some advice for tonight. We just went through our dance recital on Monday night. Stretch those knees. Stretch them. Seats are really tiny. And it does go on for quite a bit, but nothing better when the kids are up there performing.
Oh, that's great.
So
great, yeah.
So cool. Well, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Major, thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Really appreciate that. Hey, make sure you sign up for that Great Kingfish Tournament for a great cause. No doubt about that. North Florida, kingofthebeach.com. Is that correct?
nfkingofthebeach.com.
nfkingofthebeach.com. So until next time, stay safe out there and be cool. And we'll see you right here on The Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
Darrell Hogan Law is a collection of lawyers that help people solve problems in areas of life they're not able to solve them themselves.
We are not individuals. We are purely a team. We work together for all of our clients.
We have the resources to win your case and win it to such a degree that you're going to be very happy with the results.